many years has this old barn been on our acreage? We found out some information that there used to be a large barn on our property in addition to this smaller mini barn. And we love that we have this mini barn. It means that we have our ducks and chickens sort of set up here. We want to make a much better lifestyle for them here on the homestead. And it is almost winter here. We have so much to do. And this old barn is not going to cut it the way that it is. So we're pretty sure this barn at some point was moved from a completely different property based on the numbers on the address on the top, which has nothing to do with our civic address. And it structurally is a really sound barn. It needs some cosmetic work for sure. And we do know that on this side over here that we have a leak going on. It needs some new shingles, as well as interior somewhere just up along there. We do have some leaking going on. So we had massive amounts of rain last night. It's a little wet in the barn. So that's why today we were like, we're going to set priority to come out here and do as best as we can to get things cleaned up, to start the barn revamp. We're gonna get as much done on the barn as we can before spring and kind of just do a bit of an overhaul and make it a lot better for the animals over the winter. Philip is decobwebbing and getting out all of the creepy crawlies so we can come in and scoop out all of the wood chips and stuff that are wet now. We want to make a new door for the front here. It's just been boarded up with some temporary plywood, so we don't access the barn from the front. We go through that door in the back to let the chickens and ducks out in the morning. And we need to make them some more nesting boxes and some roosts and some entertainment for the winter. I'm so glad you have that job and not me. I'm not afraid of the spiders, but...
Yeah, I've never had an arachnophobia before. I quite enjoy spiders.
It looked like a haunted house in here a few minutes ago. All the dripping looking spider webs.
They're in here. You can see them crawling around. They're like, oh, it's warm in here. What are you doing?
So we don't know what animals were ever kept in this barn, if animals ever were. When we got here, that looked like this was just more of like a tractor or lawn kind of storage. We're not really sure what animals were ever even on the barn that used to be. There's a bit of concrete foundation on the ground where we built our wood shelter, kind of over on that side of the yard where there used to be quite a large barn. The neighbors have told us. We're looking to see if we can find any pictures of what that old barn looked like, because we're dying to know and to see what style of barn it was. If there's any photos to see what they had, I think that'd be pretty interesting. But used to be a farm on this property. And we definitely are loving having our chickens and ducks, so we want to make this a much better spot for them. Oh, a little dandery in here now.
Did that make it dusty?
It's dusty.
Sorry.
I'm gonna put the camera away while I help you get the rest of this down, and then we can go from there.
If I close my eyes and think about us, I can see the person I know I should be. 'Cause honestly, I don't have no time to waste. I'm trying to come back to you because now I see we were meant to be.
Such a big barn, it really is. What's in there? Treasures? Could you imagine? Looks good, hon.
We are so lucky that when we arrived here at Nova Scotia, we managed to pick up some baby chicks and some ducklings. and we knew we were gonna fall in love with them so easily, and that's exactly what happened. We were lucky that we had a mini barn already here on property, which structurally is in great shape, but it does need a lot of cosmetic work, and it does need some new shingles because we are finding we have a few leaks now that about a year has passed since we've been here. So there's some stuff for that barn that we want to get ready before winter to make sure that our animals are more comfortable. All of our chickens have started to lay their own eggs, and so we want to make a better spot for them to nest and be able to have little nesting boxes. We've just been using baskets and containers and things with some hay in it, so we want to give them a bit of an upgrade for winter. So the plan is to take this leftover scrap plywood that we had from doing our greenhouse and see if I can turn these few pieces into this nesting box setup. I think I have my main two sides, my top and my bottom cut. So I'm gonna assemble it together and then I'll go from there. I did a little angle on the top so that my roof would be slanted. Maybe that will discourage them from actually hanging out on the top, but we'll have to wait and see. Depth as the actual cabinet that I'm building. When you're working with scrap, it's not squared off at all, and I think there's not even a straight factory edge on these, but we're doing the best we can. I think I have it squared off pretty good. Several months ago, you know that we had a litter of puppies, and we had built a whelping box to be able to have all of the adorable puppies in, and we've since taken that apart, and we were going to burn the scrap wood that we had from that. Philip has been burning and just cleaning up some things on the property this past week, but before we've burned these slats, Philip and I just found, by chance, pieces of wood that are exactly the length to shiplap and go across the back, literally exactly to the millimeter that we need to be able to put a backing all the way down, like a shiplap backing. And since they don't look glamorous at this point, but we are gonna paint this egg nesting box shelf at the end, and so I really don't care what it looks like in the process of building it. So we're gonna shiplap the whole back of this and do a little framework around the front. We don't even have to cut these, we just get to bang them on the back. So while Philip's getting all of the nails out of those slats that we're gonna use for the shiplap, I'm going to do some framework around these rough edges here so it's nice and smooth for our hens by using some little pieces of thin wood that we ripped off of the side when we were doing some of our wood shelter. So we're kind of making use of everything to complete the front of this.
This love has never been stronger. I'm up in the clouds when you're around, but when you're not, it's getting much harder, and I'm falling down, down, I'm falling down.
Okay, so she doesn't look that glamorous without paint, but
It looks great.
so good. It's so cute. They're gonna love it. When we do the painting on the interior barn, I will go back and paint this. I know it's irrelevant for the chickens, but we have an idea what we want to do inside the mini barn. So for now, they think the temperature's far too cold. If I paint it now, especially when some of the wood's not totally dry, it will be for no reason.
I just want to get it in there, get some straw in there,
Yeah.
and get the hens all warmed up.
We should have just built it in the barn.
Let me move the light for just a second. Aw.
They're gonna make it however they want, but I'll put some in each and then.
So
They're gonna love
cute.
that. I can put some more in there for them. Grab another bag. A lot accomplished today. We were able to get the barn completely cleared out. Before filming, we were able to take out anything that we already had in there, like our nesting boxes, little setup that we had for them that they've used all year as they grew to now being laying hens and mature ducks. We have 3 male ducks that we absolutely adore. They are so funny. If you've never had ducks before, they are the highlight of our life over here at our mini barn. They're so much fun. We absolutely love having fresh eggs on our homestead, not only to eat for our breakfast, but also just to have the hens around. They're so enjoyable, and we just come out and spend time with them, and it's just nice to have them on the acreage. Getting their barn all prepared for winter. We need to go and get more bedding and a lot of other things that we need to be able to put into the barn for the winter. But our truck right now is currently spent the last 2 weeks in the shop, and so hopefully Tuesday we get it back. Just getting a bunch of maintenance and new tires and a bunch of stuff just to prepare for winter. Then we'll be able to go get the rest of everything that we need. We have all of the shingles here for us to be able to do the roof on the barn since we do have that leak happening. Excuse me, I'm trying to film over here, boys. And we're going to be painting the exterior of the barn and building some front doors. As you saw, we were taking off some temporary plywood that was on the front. We need to build 2 great big barn doors. There was no door on the barn when we arrived here, so we need to get that done as well. And a few other just minor cosmetic things that we want to get finished up on the exterior and just get them all set up. Heating and water bowls and food bowls inside and out, things like that that are going to be more sufficient for the colder temperatures because their water is going to freeze and we want them to have access to everything. We hope that you enjoyed today's video. It's so amazing what you can literally build out of scraps. We have so much fun just thinking about all the things we can make out of things that were left over from other renovations that we've been working on around the property. So thanks to our woodshed and our greenhouse and an old whelping box, we were able to turn all that into the nice new egg laying spot for the hens. And hopefully over the next couple of weeks, we start to see that they're utilizing it, because that would be really fun to see that they're actually taking to the boxes that we've made. So I think it'll take some time, but thank you so much for watching and for supporting our family. We love having all of you part of our family. Leave a comment down below. If you're new here, we'd encourage you to be part of our YouTube family. We love you, and we will see you on tomorrow's episode. I know, we're making it better. Just a duck house renovation.